Welcome back. Today's subjects carry on with the theme of resilience, rebirth, and moving forward. As always, we'll have a word, a song, and a quote in addition to the topics we'll talk about. So grab your favorite cuppa, sit back, and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for May 29th. May 29th is the 149th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 150th in leap years, with 216 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is rampart. Rampart is a noun that means a protective barrier, a broad embankment raised as a fortification, which usually has a parapet on top, a wall-like ridge, as of rock fragments, earth, or debris. For example, the ancient castle was surrounded by a high stone rampart protecting it from invaders, or the villagers gathered behind the rampart seeking shelter from the strong winds. The word rampart comes to us from French, ultimately from Latin. First known use of the word rampart is in the 1530s. Rampart. And with that, Constantinople had been made the capital of the Byzantine Empire over 1,000 years earlier by Roman Emperor Constantine the Great. The city had been besieged many times in the ensuing centuries, but taken only once during the Fourth Crusade in 1204. The Black Death in the 1300s diminished the population of Constantinople by about half, and they just never quite recovered. The population of Constantinople continued to diminish due to economic difficulties and general weakening of the empire, and so it is that in the spring of 1453, the Ottoman army laid siege to Constantinople. After a 53-day siege, the Ottoman army, led by Sultan Mehmed II, who, by the way, was only 21 years old at the time, Constantinople fell to the Ottomans and was made the new Ottoman capital. This was a pivotal event in history, as, for one thing, it marked the end of the Roman Empire, which had lasted for around 2,000 years. How did they do it, though? Physical security of a place like Constantinople in that time relied on ramparts and thick walls. The walls of Constantinople were some of the best and most effective of the time. But a couple of factors served to overcome Constantinople's defenses. One factor would be the diminished population of Constantinople. Also, the use of gunpowder used to shoot massive cannonballs into the walls, creating holes through which the Ottoman army could enter. This Ottoman army, who vastly outnumbered what was left of the population of Constantinople, overcame the city. The taking of Constantinople had a profound impact on Europe. Greek scholars had gone to various city-states throughout the empire and cultural exchanges, and after the conquest, some of those Greek scholars who had been in Constantinople fled and went west, bringing with them documents and knowledge. This led to a revival of Greek and Roman studies, and we know this revival as the Renaissance. Encyclopedia Britannica says that many modern scholars agree that the exodus of Greeks to Italy was a result of this event and marked the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the Renaissance. As to the renaming of Constantinople to Istanbul, there are differing explanations as to what the word or name Istanbul means or where it came from. One is that the name Istanbul has something to do with Islam, and the other is that it was derived from a Greek phrase that meant to the city, like we're going to the city. Wherever the name Istanbul came from, there's evidence that the Ottomans were calling the city Istanbul since before the conquest. Interestingly, the city wasn't officially renamed until 1930 under a revision of Turkish postal law. And if memory serves, we may have touched very lightly on that when we talked about the song Istanbul, not Constantinople, by They Might Be Giants. So there you go, the fall of Constantinople. Rhode Island was admitted as the 13th U.S. state on May 29, 1790. Wisconsin was admitted as the 30th U.S. state on May 29, 1848. Today's song is Help Me Rhonda by the Beach Boys. This one was written by Brian Wilson and Mike Love with lead vocals by Al Jardine. The premise of this song is that a fella liked a particular girl, but she chose someone else. So the guy in the song is asking Rhonda to help him get over her. Of course, everyone wants to know who he's talking about, but Brian Wilson made a point of specifically mentioning that the Rhonda of this song is not based on a real person. Released in March of 1965, Help Me Rhonda was the Beach Boys' second #1 hit after I Get Around from the previous year. We find it today reaching the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 on May 29th for the first of 2 weeks. Help Me Rhonda by the Beach Boys. Link in the description. How about that? I think we could reasonably say that whether it's an empire, a political shift, or a personal heartache, today's episode weaves around how individuals and societies rebuild after loss. And the quote I found for today really exemplifies an attitude that's helpful for getting through the difficult times. It is, "Only in the darkness can you see the stars." Martin Luther King Jr. All righty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.